In 1990, two films were released about almost the same thing. One was American, the other British. By looking at them closely, we can get a unique view about how our culture, filmic and otherwise, offers certain things Hollywood has never been able to. Those films are Ghost and Truly Madly Deeply. Both films are about women who have recently lost their male partners. In both films, the women grieve, and in both films, the men return to them in the form of ghosts. Ghost's ghost is Sam, played by Patrick Swayze, a successful businessman with sculpted hair and a perfect body. Truly Madly Deeply's ghost is Jamie, played by Alan Rickman. A classical musician, his hair is also rather nice, but his looks are more on the ordinary side, and he hides his body in a big warm coat. Sam was shot to death in an apparent mugging. Jamie died during routine surgery. Molly, played by Demi Moore, mourned silently, beautifully, with single tears. Nina, played by Juliet Stevenson, is loud and snotty and hurt and furious. Molly lives in a beautiful, huge loft in New York. Nina lives in a rat-infested, poky little flat in Highgate. Each have a scene in which we see their love and connection. Both set to famous pop songs. In Ghost, iconically, the scene is about sensuality and physical connection. In Truly Madly Deeply, it's about frivolity and the connection of two souls.
The tears are always clouding your eyes.
Sam is a literal ghost. He passes through objects and can't be seen or heard by Molly. Nina can see, hear and touch Jamie. It's not made clear whether others can't or if he just hides when they're
I
around.
want the world to go away.
Sam goes on a mission to learn how to contact Molly. Jamie stays at home and watches videos with his friends. In Ghost, the story is of the uncovering and avenging of Sam's murder. In Truly Madly Deeply, it's a slower and less defined narrative, which perhaps is only revealed at the end. At the end of Ghost, the murder is solved, justice is served upon those responsible, and Sam gets to move on. Yet we feel that Molly's real grieving has yet to begin. In Truly Madly Deeply, Jamie quietly leaves when he can see that Nina's grieving is over and it's time for her to move on. It's only then that we realise his mission wasn't closure or vengeance. It was guidance. Ghost is Sam's story. Truly Madly Deeply is Nina's. Ghost's success perhaps lies in its commitment to rigid story structure, to the high stakes, to the classic beauty of its stars, to the cinematic fantasy of the spectral. Truly Madly Deeply is different. It's meandering and conversational. It has actors rather than stars, and everything about the world they inhabit is modest and mundane.
Thank you for missing me.
Its success is in its utter lack of fantasy. It's in its honesty and relatability. I'm not saying either film is better than the other. In some ways, they're impossible to compare. But you can see that there's a cinematic language to Truly Madly Deeply which is inherently British. A modesty, a wry humour.
Change legs!
A fearlessness to address the ugly and the deep.
My feet will want to march to where you are sleeping, but I shall go on living.
And a distaste for inauthenticity. Ghost was written by brilliant screenwriter Bruce Joel Rubin, who went on to explore death in greater depth in two films very different from Ghost, Jacob's Ladder and My Life. Truly Madly Deeply was the writing-directing debut of Anthony Minghella, and in some ways Minghella's own story exemplifies the modern history of British cinema. Like the angry young men of free cinema, he started in theatre. Like many of the new wave, he had cut his teeth in TV, writing on Grange Hill, Boone, Inspector Morse and Jim Henson's The Storyteller. He became a successful writer of radio drama. Like My Beautiful Laundrette, Truly Madly Deeply was made as a film to be shown on TV, but was escalated to a cinema release. Like so many others, he was courted by Hollywood, and he went on to great success. The English Patient is now considered really one of the last great British historical epics. It won him the Best Director Oscar. He would go on to adapt The Talented Mr. Ripley and make one more epic, 2003's Cold Mountain, before dying at the age of just 54. In some ways, he would prove to be the last of his breed.